This is meaning of the Sanskrit prayer. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate.
Welcome everyone to tonight's Atomic Dreaming class. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and an AstroVed astrologer. And I'm very happy to be hosting this program once a month on the second Tuesday of the month. We used to be a weekly class on Zoom, but we have migrated over to YouTube, and now we're once a month on the Pillai Center practice channel at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So what we do in the Atomic Dreaming class is we work with two different techniques that have been taught by Dr. Pillai that he's asked me to be sharing with the larger world. So Dr. Pillai, for those of you who don't know, maybe new, Dr. Pillai is an enlightened teacher from the Tamil siddha tradition of India, a tradition which is not as well known in the West as some of the other traditions of enlightenment. And these two techniques, one is more focused on the material plane and one is more focused on the spiritual dimension. And Dr. Pillai likes for us to practice both of them because he likes for people to be living what he calls a 200% life, meaning 100% successful and focused on the material dimension and 100% successful and focused on the spiritual realms as well. Each of the techniques are very short. I will go over the directions for the techniques and we will practice them together in class. This class at this point is a bit of a one-room schoolhouse. We may have some people that are brand new, and we may have some people that have been practicing these techniques now for a couple of years. So the etiquette in a one-room schoolhouse is that we are very patient with beginners. And so if someone asks a question that you already know the answer to, you're just very patient with that while I answer that. And if someone has a more advanced question, you're also patient with that if you're a new person. So The etiquette for this class is for everyone to be loving and supporting towards each person who's here. So these techniques are called atomic dreaming because Dr. Pillai is saying that everyone has atomic power in their own mind, but we're not necessarily taught how to connect with that in our school system. So these techniques are to help you begin to have personal experiences of connecting with this atomic power that each of you already have, but are not necessarily conscious of at the moment. So in doing the class, I will go over the directions for the two techniques. We will practice them together, and people will write comments in the chat or ask questions there. I like to start the class, though, with a very simple clearing technique to help us to get a bit centered and receptive to the directions for the techniques. So for that, I'm going to put up a card for you to look at, because not everyone may be in a place where it's safe for them to close their eyes. So just a moment while I do a share screen to put the card back up. And you should now be seeing that, and I'll close my video so you're not distracted by me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead right now with a very simple clearing technique. If you're in a place where it's safe for you to close your eyes, please go ahead and close your eyes. Receive a beam of white light into your right eye. The white light comes into your right eye, and it goes into all the millions of cells in your right eye, healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right eye, all the way back into your right optic nerve. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left eye. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your left eye, all the way back into your left optic nerve. Now, receive a beam of white light into your right ear. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right ear, all the way into your right inner eardrum. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left ear. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your left ear, all the way into your left inner eardrum. Now, receive a beam of white light into your right nostril. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into your right nostril, all the way into your right nasal cavity. Now, receive a beam of white light into your left nostril. The white light is clearing, healing, renewing. Receive the white light into your left nostril, all the way into your left nasal cavity. Now, receive a beam of white light into your mouth. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the white light into the tip of your tongue, the middle of your tongue, the back of your tongue, and your tonsils area. Now, receive a beam of white light into your heart. The white light is healing, clearing, renewing. Receive the light. Now, receive a beam of white light coming down from the sky, entering into the top of your head. The white light comes into your head, and it goes into all the cells in your brain, healing, clearing, renewing. The white light expands and fills your entire head. It flows into your neck and throat. the white light comes down into your shoulders, and from your shoulders, it flows into your arms and comes all the way down your arms and into your hands. The white light flows into your torso, and it goes into all of your inner organs, healing, clearing, renewing. The white light flows into your legs. It comes down your thighs to your knees, into your shin and your calves. It flows down to your ankles and all the way into your feet. The white light flows out the bottoms of your feet, connecting you with the earth. And now all of us are in a river of white light, ready to begin our program. So as I mentioned earlier, the first technique of atomic dreaming is more focused on the material plane. And in this technique, Dr. Pillai will suggest for you to focus on something that to you is a kind of a goodie. And a goodie in the English language, it's a very colloquial word. It's a word that suggests something that we're excited about, we're happy about. Your goodie tonight could be anything that you might like to have, or you might like to do, or you might like to be, or some combination of those things. So as I share the directions for this first technique, in the back of your mind, you can also be thinking about what is the goodie you would like to focus on when we actually do the technique together in class. So these are the words to us from Dr. Pillai about this first technique of atomic dreaming. These are his words now that I'm sharing. Tapping into your total consciousness. We use only the mind-body consciousness, where the body and mind together give you a sense of reality. You never consciously attempt to separate the body from the mind. There are meditations that the siddhas do to separate their body and the mind. I'll give you an example. You are in San Diego in your house. You think about that you are in, say, India, staying in a hotel, and for a few days, you are in the hotel. What is really happening when you do this exercise? Yes, in San Diego, your body and mind are together, and that is where, for all practical purposes, you are. But you are thinking that you are in India in a hotel room. So the mind alone is there in the hotel. You visualize your hotel room, the restaurant that you go to. You are going to a Chinese restaurant, eating Chinese food. And then you familiarize yourself with the area. You are coming to the lobby and talking to some Indians, doing business with them or whatever. But actually, what you are doing is just imaginary, an unreal exercise, an exercise in unreality by worldly standards. If you live this life on a daily basis, that will help you to separate your mind from the body. Then you can go to the soul. But this first exercise is important, and it will be so liberating for the mind. You can think about all kinds of goodies. You have a Rolls Royce, driving a Rolls Royce. You have a mansion. All these things you can do. And if you remain in that consciousness for a long time, although it is faking, that will do a lot of good because your unconscious will pick up those constant hammerings. And psychologically, it is such an ego-satisfying consciousness, which is good. So those are the words to us from Dr. Pillai about this first technique of atomic dreaming. So go ahead right now and allow yourself to picture yourself with your goodie, whatever the goodie is you want to focus on for tonight. Allow yourself to see a scene with you enjoying your goodie. Allow yourself to see all the colors of that scene very vividly, and allow yourself to experience yourself feeling happy, having a smile. See yourself and feel yourself being very happy with your goodie. Allow yourself to be having an adventure with your goodie, and allow yourself to see how that adventure unfolds. You're seeing it very vividly, and you're experiencing joy and happiness with your goodie. You have a very innocent pleasure with your goodie. And allow all of your emotions and all of your senses to come into this adventure and experience right now with your goodie. You're seeing it very vividly, all the colors, and you're also hearing all of the sounds that might be happening in your goodie, whether it's music, or maybe you're hearing waves at the ocean, or maybe you're driving a new car and just hearing the sounds of the city as you drive through it. Or maybe you're having conversation with a friend. Whatever the sounds are that are associated for you with your goodie, allow yourself right now to be hearing them very clearly. So you're seeing your goodie and you're hearing it very vividly. And you allow the adventure with your goodie to continue to unfold. And you allow your sense of happiness and joy and delight with your goodie to continue to grow as well. And as you're having this adventure with your goodie, if there's anything there with your goodie to smell, maybe a pleasant aroma, maybe there's incense or the salt air at the ocean or a lovely perfume or cologne, allow yourself to enjoy whatever is lovely there to smell. All of your senses are participating in your adventure right now with your goodie. Allow your adventure right now to unfold. You're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're even allowing your sense of smell to be activated, and your sense of satisfaction, your sense of completion with your goodie continues to grow. Your happiness expands. It continues to become more and more delightful for you, this adventure you're having right now with your goodie. And if there's anything associated with your goodie to eat or to drink, allow your sense of taste to be participating. Whatever is there that is a food or a drink, allow yourself to enjoy that sense of taste, whether it's a picnic outside, or you're drinking coffee in a new car, or you're on a hike and you're having a little snack. Whatever it might be, maybe it's a party with a great buffet. Allow yourself to be enjoying your sense of taste in your adventure right now with your goodie. And allow your smile to get bigger. Allow your sense of joy and delight to continue to grow. for you to feel a sense of satisfaction, a real sense of completion and happiness with your goodie right now. And as you're bringing in all of your senses, enjoying your adventure with your goodie, if there's something there with your goodie to feel with your sense of touch, maybe you're walking barefoot on the sand at the beach, or maybe you're wearing beautiful new clothes and you enjoy the feel of the fabric, or maybe you're feeling the new steering wheel of a new car, you're holding it. Whatever is there of a tactile nature for you to enjoy with your goodie, allow yourself to be experiencing that right now, very vividly. And allow your adventure with your goodie to continue to unfold. So you're seeing it, you're hearing it, you're even smelling it, tasting it, touching it. All of your senses are engaged with your goodie. And your emotional enjoyment, your happiness is very deep. It continues to expand. Your joy, your bliss, your sense of happiness continues to grow with your goodie. And you allow the adventure to continue to unfold. You see where this adventure takes you right now with your goodie, with this very vivid experience and these very joyful emotions. And now, gently, gently, allow yourself to come back. Come back to where your body is. Allow yourself to reintegrate back with your body. We give thanks to Dr. Pillai for sharing this technique with it and for empowering the class so that you will have some beautiful experiences. And allow yourself to come back. And those of you that have been here before, you know that I like for the class to be a bit interactive. And so if you would like to share in the chat a bit about your experience with your goodie, you're welcome to do that. You don't have to share, it's not required, but it helps me to see how people are doing, and it can also be inspiring for other people to see how other people are using the technique. I see someone in the chat asking if there's a way to increase the volume. The volume on my computer is turned up to the maximum. I'll try to sit a little bit further forward. And also please check the volume on your device as well. I know I do have a bit of a soft voice, so I apologize for that. But I don't see anyone else here saying that it's being too soft to hear. So right now I'm looking for comments in the chat for people to share about their experiences. If you don't want to share all the details about your goodie, perhaps you can just share how it made you feel to be enjoying your goodie. I see Lisa, who is sharing under the handle of Ryan. She is saying she's enjoying her estate tonight as her goodie. She's picturing an estate with a grape vineyard, and she's farming it, and she and her family are making wine. And she's driving a tractor, and it's very organic wine. And she was having a very good adventure with that particular goodie. Oh, that sounds really delightful, Lisa. That was a nice goodie. Okay, Shruti is saying the volume is better. Thank you. I have moved forward a bit more, and I am trying to project my voice a bit louder. So thank you for letting me know it's better. I see Van sharing in the chat for her goodie tonight. She was in a bluish bubble, and she was near Mount Kailash. As she was wandering there, there was a bull grazing, and he looked at me, and there was deep joy for her. Beautiful, Van. I'm very happy to hear that. So again, checking the chat to see if anyone else is wanting to share about their experience with the first technique, or if you have any questions about the first technique. Now, checking the chat. Looks like a bit of a quiet class tonight, which is okay. Some nights people are more sharing, and some nights people are more quiet. So that's fine. So I will go ahead then and start with sharing about the second technique of atomic dreaming. With this technique, I will also share the directions from Dr. Pillai. This one is the more spiritual technique. This one, the directions are very short, and I will talk about it very briefly. And then we will do it together in silence for 5 minutes. And I will let you know when the 5 minutes is starting, and I will let you know when the 5 minutes is over. We'll do it together in silence because this is a very spiritual technique, and I don't want to be constraining you in any way with my words. So I'm going to share the words from Dr. Pillai right now for this second technique of atomic dreaming. These are his words now. If you want it to be more powerful, then you have to go imagine that you are in heaven with Lord Shiva or Vishnu or Muruga or Ganesha or Jesus or the Buddha. Keep on thinking it over and over and over and over again. Then you can imagine that you have your mind is your subtle body. And this subtle body is thinking these thoughts, which are real to the subtle body. I know a particular case where that exercise yielded results within a few days. Since this is a very powerful technique, you should not do it more than 5 minutes. God bless. So those are the words to us from Dr. Pillai for the second technique of atomic dreaming. Each of you may have your own way of picturing going to heaven. For me, it's very quick. It's kind of like warp speed in Star Trek. But each of you may have your own way. And you're not limited to visiting the archetypes that Dr. Pillai mentioned. You may want to visit someone else, perhaps Mother Mary or Lakshmi or Kuan Yin in the Chinese Taoist tradition. So right now we're going to go ahead and do this technique together in silence for 5 minutes. And I'll tell you when we're coming out of it. But we're doing it together right now in silence for 5 minutes, starting now. gently, gently start to come back to earth, come back to your body, gently, gently. Allow yourself to reintegrate back into your body. Give thanks to whatever beings you interacted with, whatever experience you had. Give thanks to Dr. Pillai for sharing this technique with us. And again, when you're back in your body and back in your fingers, if you would like to type in the chat a bit about your experience with the second technique, you're welcome to do that. And again, if you don't want to share all the details, you could perhaps just share how it made you feel. I see Aruna in the chat sharing something about her experience in the first meditation. With the first technique, she said she was exploring each room of a new house that her family had found on the Pacific coast. And she was picturing all of her sons were there with their partners and the grandchildren, and there were lots of children and pets. And it sounds like it was a very happy adventure in the first technique. Now she's sharing with the second technique. She was picturing that she was in India on a spiritual trip, going from temple to temple in the company of the divine beings. So that's a journey to heaven in a way. India has so much spiritual energy for people that go there on pilgrimage. It's a very ancient energy there. Lovely, Aruna. Very happy for you with those sharings. Van is saying tonight with the second technique, there was a mega party happening in heaven, and she was shocked that angels and demons and monsters and all kinds of beings were so gently. They said they have to play their role as theater for humans. That's an interesting experience, Van, to see everybody in heaven in a big party, and they're all playing their part as a theater for humans, kind of a great big epic movie. Interesting. Lisa, under the handle of Ryan, is saying, tonight with the second technique, St. Francis of Assisi appeared to her, and he said to pray for all the animals on earth. And it was awesome, and she felt so much love from him for the animals. We are all one. And she says, thank you, Dr. Pillai, and to everyone here. Beautiful, Lisa. That's a lovely experience. St. Francis of Assisi is said to have been very close to the animals and birds. Often the statues of him picture birds and animals around him. Lovely to connect with the animal kingdom through going to heaven and experiencing him. Beautiful. Very nice. Checking the chat to see if anyone else is wanting to share an experience. So again, these techniques, you have permission to use them on your own. Eduardo is saying, yes, the saint of nature, St. Francis of Assisi. Yes, the original environmental being, drawing our attention to love for the environment among the saints. Beautiful. So you have permission to do these techniques on your own, and you have also permission to share these techniques with others if that's appropriate for you. And the only thing is that we ask that you do that, you share it freely, that you don't charge money for it if you're going to teach them to someone else. But you're welcome to use them on your own, and you're welcome to share them with others. These techniques, again, are to help all of us to connect more deeply with this atomic power that we all have in our own mind. Kalyani is sharing tonight. But the first technique, she was spending time with herself in a 6-star hotel, like going on retreat all by herself. Lovely, that sounds really fun. For the second technique, she thought that she wanted to go be with Muruga, but she was guided instead to go be with Goddess Lakshmi. And she gave me so much goodness in the form of gold. Lakshmi, of course, is a goddess of wealth and abundance, beauty and purity, and she does have ability to grant gold. So that's wonderful. Wonderful, Kalyani. I'm very happy for you for that. Eduardo is saying, I felt good in my body. My pain felt so much inflammation gone. Thanks, felt like spirit was floating down onto me. Oh, I'm very happy to hear that, Eduardo. Felt like a kind of a healing experience then. Beautiful. Kalyani is saying, thank you, Babaji, Swamini, and all present here. Eduardo said he felt the Holy Spirit pictured as a dove. Yes, sometimes when we see a dove or a white bird, it can be an indication to us that the Holy Spirit is there. Dr. Pillai has also said the Holy Spirit can take the form of the wind, can take the form of Mother Mary, can take many different forms. But it's lovely that you had this experience tonight and a healing energy happen for you. I'm very happy for that. Eduardo is saying, auspicious Patanjali miracles. Patanjali was a great saint in India who sometimes he's called the father of yoga. He shared sutras, which are sayings that have tremendous spiritual wisdom in them. They're very short, but they have a lot of tremendous wisdom in them. So Patanjali, for those who are not familiar with him, you can look on the internet, Patanjali Sutras, and you may see some of those come up. Kalyani is saying, may all our dreams come true with Babaji's blessings. That's a very beautiful thought to share with everyone. I want to say thank you to everyone here, whether you've shared in the chat or not. Your presence in the class helps everyone to go deeper with the techniques, so I thank you for being here. The replay, of course, is available on YouTube. And again, we're meeting monthly on the second Tuesday each month at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you have any question and you didn't get your fingers together to ask it in the chat, you can email me at Valli, V-A-L-L-I, at pillaicenter.com, and I'll try to answer your questions if I can. But again, thank you all so much for being here. I want to be respectful to your time, so since I'm not seeing any more messages in the chat, I'll go ahead and close out for tonight. Love and blessings to all of you. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in each of you. May light encompass all. One announcement is that I am doing a community fire lab on Friday this week, Friday, March 15th, on Pillai Center Practice Channel, the same YouTube channel you're on right now. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, and this particular fire lab will be especially invoking Goddess Fadivude, a goddess of beauty. It's happening when the moon is in a star called Rohini, which is a star of beauty and prosperity and creativity. And we're doing this on a Friday, a day ruled by Venus, which is also a great energy of beauty. And Venus is ruled by Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty. So we're going to invoke this wonderful energy, the goddess of beauty, on this community fire lab. And you're all invited, you're all welcome to come to it or to watch the replay later. Kalyani is sharing it's 9:30 a.m. Malaysia time, so for you it's actually Wednesday morning. Lovely. It's so nice to have people from different states and different countries coming to this class. Thank you for sharing that as well. Okay, I truly will close out for now. So love and blessings to all of you. Namaste. May light encompass all.